Hey guys, my name is Simpsy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Attila. Here today on the channel, we're back on Medieval Kingdoms Total War 1212 AD campaign. We're playing as the Canton of Switzerland. This is episode 2. In today's episode, we're going to be continuing our war against the Holy Roman Empire after taking out Frankfurt in the last episode. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're around here with notifications on, let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. Feel free to leave a dislike if you don't like myself or Switzerland for whatever reason. So we're coming up against Otto, the Holy Roman Emperor, and it looks like, the Danish are coming in to help us. That's right, Mr. Werner here, the King of the Swiss, is currently besieging the HRE's last settlement. We managed to take Frankfurt in the last episode, which was a hell of a first episode. My god. So we had the siege, the aggressive siege against the HRE. Then we had to defend it from a rogue English force. How crazy is that? I'm kind of surprised we managed to pull that one out the bag, if I'm being perfectly honest. But I want to do more 1212 on the channel, and let me know other campaigns you would like me to play as. Still got a fair few German factions to play as, Italian, maybe some Eastern ones. Let me know in the comments. Oh no, duty calls. Oh, there's been a succession. Oh, Werner. Oh, that's a shame. Werner has only lasted one episode. So Johann, his son, has come in, and then his son after him, Dietpold. Okay, well, we've got a new general here we're going to have to bring in. We'll bring in Adolf. Great. Aptly fitting. So Werner, who was married to a princess of Hungary, his son Johann is coming, and then his son before him, who's 3, Dietpold, please. You want a Diet Coke? Dietpold, please. What a stupid name. What a silly, silly name. Well, at least we're going to be able to knock out the HRE. Let's break that down. So we'll actually bring him in where we can. That can sit there. So it looks like the Danish are going to come in and help us. That's interesting because my actual allies, my German allies, refused to come in and help me in the siege of Frankfurt. So we'll allow the Danish to do most of the work and heavy lifting. Further in the south, they do have we've still got those French enemies. Looks like Aragon might even come up as well. Well, we'll fight this one here. And unfortunately, Mr. Werner didn't last too long. Let's do a quick save and a hard save. Okay, so the Danish have 4,300. We have 2.8, 1.3, and then 1,000 reinforcing. Alright, let's fight this one on the battlefield. The Danish and Swiss coalition. Okay, an unlikely pairing. A lot of cavalry. Crossbows, which is not good. If they deploy on the walls adequately, they might be able to shake us up a bit. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my 2 battering rams, which I have. I could very well... I got 2 options here. This is what's going on. So I can either take it upon myself to try and take the gateways, or I could drop it and try and hope that the AI picks it up. That's a potential option. Look, we'll form up here because they're coming from just behind us. I kind of don't trust the AI to pick up the siege equipment though, that's the thing. Nah. We're going to have to go and do it myself, I think. I'd rather not risk it. Sometimes the AI does take the initiative to do it. So what we're going to do for this fight is we're going to sit back and relax. So I wasn't able to choose his bodyguard here, so good old Mr. Dolph is going to be, here he is without a sword, has some really cool and unique late Imperial Swiss unit. I am using the 1212 AD mod along with a fair few other mods. I might have to make a mod pack on Steam, maybe. But I am using Brand McBourne submod for the AI, and I'm using the mid to late faction unit mod as well. But just have a look on Steam. I try to link mods as best I can, but sometimes I forget, and also sometimes the mod, like as soon as I put it in the description, it does sometimes clog up the description when I've got heaps and heaps of mods. But often, sometimes, for whatever reason, modders sometimes delete mods, so there's not really too much I can do about that. So I recommend just trying to look and search for your own sort of submods and pick and choose what you like. Some things you may or may not like in your campaign. It's pretty subjective. For example, Rome 2 Divide et Impera is a perfect example for this. Like DEI, like if you really wanted to, you could maximize that mod to play it over multiple months if you wanted to. A slow, methodical let's play. Be meticulous in every approach and be like a true sort of Roman historical campaign if you want. Now personally, I don't have the time nor the patience for that. So some things that sort of slow campaigns down to a halt, I'm not going to do. Speaking of Rome 2, I want to do more of that eventually on the channel as well. So let me know in the comments, feedback and suggestions. Really helps me allow to prepare. So the Danish are pushing up here. Let's have a look at the Kingdom of Denmark. The three lions, adopted from Denmark, now in England of course. The yellow and the blue of the Danish crown, moving away from their paganistic ancient ways. Now Catholicism has taken over Scandinavia, and now they are doing the classic thing of fighting fellow Christians and taking the HRE out. On heaven. So what's the quote? So it's on earth. There is only, what is it? There's only one God, one Pope, and one Emperor. So we want to try and knock out the Emperor. In this world, according to the Swiss and the Danish, there's only one Pope and one God. No room for an emperor. And here he is, Otto of the Holy Roman Empire. Now, his English cousin sailed all the way over in the last episode, past the daring British Channel, all the way through savage France and into pristine Germany. They didn't do too well. So what are the Danes doing? So they've got two lines here, mostly spears, swordsmen, and then they got crossbows here. So I'm just sitting back here with my Swissness, and we're going to hold. We lost a lot of men trying to take Frankfurt, so we're in no rush. To be perfectly honest, they're now skirmishing it out. We'll try and speed things up where we can, but what we want to do is try and allow the Danish to do most of the work. We've initiated the fight. We are cheesing the AI slightly, making the Danish do our bidding. But you never know, you might be able to convince the Danes the blood of battle is in their veins. So we're trying to break down here. It looks like the HRE are trying to sally forth to countercharge us. And it looks like the Danish are moving up to support the battering ram as well. So they're moving down heavy shock units. And Denmark probably has better skirmishers than me at the moment. We're still operating with crossbows. To be fair, compared to Denmark, they start off with 3-4 settlements, so they're probably quite larger against me. But let me know in the comments if you'd like me to expand and conquer. The main objective of this series is to form the Swiss Empire. I was going to say under Werner, but Werner's gone. Werner didn't even last an episode, which is a shame. He was only... yeah, he was like 40 in 1212 AD. Maybe we just got a bit of an unlucky roll of the dice. So here's a papal seal, so maybe these are some ethnic Italian units there. And unfortunately, on this far side, we've been routed. So maybe, if we're lucky, someone else can take up that mantle. So it's only 48% gate damage there. Or 99. And, oh yeah, 50. Alright, yeah, now it's fallen. I read that the other way around. So it looks like now the Danish are throwing everyone in. Far out. This is going to be a close one because they've got a lot of cavalry. They're not defending the town, sorry, the gateway overly well. Mostly the town square they're defending. But they're throwing the cavalry in. And the Danish are swarming through the Holy Roman Empire gate like a bull in a china shop, while these guys are just getting wiped out here. So we've had a pretty cool variety of factions we've managed to showcase in this. We fought the HRE, we've defended against the English, and now we're fighting side by side. Well, we're kind of watching as the Danes take this. But we're going to get this settlement regardless if we don't lose a single soul on this. We did lose one unit trying to push them through, which is a shame, but no matter. 2 crossbows, 2 towers against, even though it's episode 2, we're still only fighting with tier 1 Swiss units. So we've got 7,000. So we lost 300 to about there too. So for every 300 we lost, they lose 2. We've got numerical supremacy by nearly 4 to 1, so we're going to be able to whittle them down as best we can. So let's speed things up. I'll send a unit of swordsmen around there where we can, and allow the Danish to do most of the work. So I've got 3 cavalry at the back. There's no more further units further back here or anything. No. I'm also just trying to speed things up if you can, because yeah, we might have to do that. I don't think it made much of a difference though. Oh, now the crossbows are holding there because we're not doing overly too much. We just have to sit and watch them. Now they've routed completely, which is a shame. Okay, so only got 4 units of archers, 6 to 7 units of crossbows there. Oh, you never know, they might be able to pierce those mounted sergeants. We're just moving back and forth here now. So once we've taken out the HRE, we're still going to be all at war with some of the southern French counties, so we should be pushing against them. Maybe, definitely at some point. Aragon we're still at war with as well, along with the Kingdom of England. We'll try and peace out with those 2 major factions because they could cause a concern. We'll just sort of have to see how things stand diplomatically, because for now we have military allies, but seeing as we broke our vassalship, our likeness on the European stage, what we know in the known world of course, is going to degrade my diplomatic standing, so we've got to prepare for that. And depending as well, some other, so once like the HRE goes, all the vassals are independent, so they're going to make their own little pacts around Germany. And actually what tends to happen is like regions seem to band together. The Brussels to the Netherlands, Belgian factions stand together, and then of course the sort of eastern Bavarian and Bohemian states as well. Okay, we've only managed to kill about 200 of theirs. The Danish are throwing more men up where they can. The crossbows a lot closer. So to get the Kingdom of Switzerland, we need 4 territories. We've managed to go out and seek 2. And now the arrow towers are gone because we've got enough men in. Seems to be the Danish cavalry contingent seems to be progressing a lot more. But they seem to be moving and taking a lot of ground here. I think these crossbows and bowmen are really whittling down the garrison there. Looking at the numbers, not so much. But we need 18 regions, so strap yourselves in. It's going to be a while before we hit our Swiss Empire victory conditions. But so far, the Danes seem to be doing alright. Man, oh man, if I didn't even commit those 2 units towards the siege engines, we could have maybe won this without losing a single man. Maybe that should have been a challenge at some point. Okay, so they're now wavering, that's fine. Yeah, now things are starting to speed up quite a lot. We've managed to kill about 800 of them, and we've only just lost 1,000 allied forces. They're now wavering as more infantry moves up to support the cavalry. Yeah, look at this. What's really making the difference is the Danish bowmen. I don't really think of the Danish as renowned sort of bowmen in this time period, but look at this. They seem to be absolutely battling and battering the HRE garrison. Yeah, and they've managed to break it down here. They've falled back 2 units of cavalry, some multiple crossbow units. They've just come out of the fog. But that's what's doing it. Yeah, those odds massively swung. Because like I said, it was going on a manpower loss trajectory of they lose 200, we lose 300. But then it switched back over. We're at 5.9 now, and they're on 9. And it was 6.2 for 1.5 there. So they are massively getting whittled down now as the Danish cavalry surges forward. And once again, I must reiterate, we're not in this. We're not fighting it, but we're taking all the profit. I get why the AI sometimes doesn't want to come in and do that and help us. The Bavarians like, we know what's going on here, Mr. Neutrality. I'm Switzerland, I'm neutral. The Danes can do most of the work and take it. We're going to get the reward, though, of the settlement. But they can do most of the work. Only a couple more crossbow units left here now. We could come in just to speed things up. Only 650 now. We're probably going to wipe them out before we take the capture points. A little bit battered, but nothing too crazy. But we're going to be able to knock out the Emperor, which has been evading our coalition forces. But yeah, they probably should patch the Holy Roman Empire vassalage autonomy. I'm sure it will be eventually. The HRE is meant to get a huge update at some point with their election system, which is cool. But yeah, it might have just been something they'll address in the future. I was going to say oversight, but that's not the right terminology. I'm sure they've got countless of bug lists and stuff to go over from. Because the devs of multiple mods usually come in the comments and mention stuff. Yeah, because the point I'm just trying to make is because from what I can remember in Rome 2 Vanilla and Attila Vanilla, the vassals have locked autonomy, while in this, I can see the argument for and against, because if Switzerland is locked as a cool, it kind of locks the faction, even though they're historically the vassal. Like, not being able to do anything makes it a little bit difficult. But what I cheese at the start, you shouldn't be able to do. But how else are you meant to rise up against the HRE, because for all intensive purposes, yeah, you could sort of roleplay it that the Swiss had a crazy cunning, managed to buy off, persuade, and start a plot, a coalition, if you will, if you're playing Europa Universalis. Because that's essentially what we did. We brought all the Germanic lords in their leadership. Come over here. Vote for Switzerland. Yes. Against Mr. Otto. But even saying that, if it was like a human player, England, Aragon, and the HRE might actually be able to do a pretty good job. Maybe even defending if it was human players. If they were fighting a divided and fractured German electorate. But it looks like now the last of the HRE are fleeing. But there's this crazy woman here pushing forward. No! Don't do it! Don't do it against the Vikings! What are you doing, Brunhilde? Get away from Sigurd! She's got a club! Oh my god, she's gonna take this poor Viking out. Who's this? Is this Jonah? No, this is Mary. What is she doing? He's now gone. Don't do it, Sigurd. This is a sign. As if she's wearing blue. Oh no. It's Mary about to get taken. Oh god. Right. Stop this, Sigurd. Oh my god, he's got taken out. And now it's turning into a full-on slaughter. Oh my god. Hacking and slashing, people getting teared apart. And the Swiss flag is being risen. I don't believe that. Who put that model in? The blue and the white. She even had like a shiny aurora. It was an angel. It was an angel, I swear it. Who put that model in? I gotta love zooming in just to see those crazy villagers going nuts, because you sometimes miss them. I don't know if we've technically knocked down the enemy leader, but everyone is wavering now in the city as the Danish swarm the streets and raise the Swiss banner. So we've had to speed things up. Put it on 2 times speed. And hey, we have victory. We have victory here today. Only losing 1 and a bit units of the Swiss force. And the Danes have taken the glory here today. All hail the victorious dead. Now going to Valhalla. So Otto's been taken out now. We only lose 300 with Mr. Dolph. 1.2. And that's it. The Holy Roman Empire has lost 2 settlements in quick succession. We lost 2 units there. Crikey. And the Danes lost their general there. But Uber was their commander-in-chief. Okay, let's occupy the city and repair where we can. Yeah, so they have Hamburg and Strusland. Okay. They still have Roskilde and Aarhus as well. We're going to be able to get some foot knights in the north. We'll eventually bring them in. So they're our unique units. The Kaiberg or Keyberg foot infantry. Provence don't want peace. So any of these southern French factions interested? Oh, looks like the King of England's been knocked out, and Queen Catherine has had a success. Has gone into a, I was about to say succession, but it's a regency. They're now. We've now got peace with England. What about Aragon and their King Pierre? They're not interested in. Same with the Ayyubids. Alright, sweet. But the HRE's gone. We've managed to knock them out. And my Imperium has now gone up. Bavaria, Bohemia. The two Bs, B1 and B2, are going at it. That's a reference there to Bananas in Pajamas. I don't know if that's an Australian thing or is it a worldwide thing now, because I'm sure you guys all know the damn Wiggles. The Italian Wiggles is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I remember losing it as a kid. Ridiculous. Okay, so it's a shame King Werner wasn't alive to see the HRE being destroyed, because he started the war. It's all up to King Jonas. Okay guys, welcome to 1236 AD. I've skipped a little bit ahead and reforged and reformed my armies. Under King Johann, I've essentially had my own sort of Marius reforms. We've skipped ahead, we have 2 full stacks in operation now, mostly made up of Swiss dismounted heavy knights, along with Templar to Hospitaller infantry. Diopold, Mr. Diet Pepsi, I guess it's better, yeah, Diet Pepsi himself, has come of age. Now, I've skipped ahead so we can start another war. Norway, which is interesting to see, has taken out most of Denmark. In previous versions, they were a sort of a roaming horde faction, so it looks like Saxony there won't be caught in. So we're going to have to declare war upon them straight up. Oh, a lot of allies refused there. However, okay, that does complicate things slightly. Brandenburg and Prague, Bohemia have come in. So we've got 3 new enemies. I did mention this before now with the HRE power vacuum being opened up. There's going to be little pockets of alliances all throughout, like Brussels, Denmark, Belgium sort of lie up, sort of the Eastern Polish confederate. And as you can see here, in Wittenberg, the Duchy of Saxony, Bohemia, and Brandenburg have gone together. We want to try and connect up this former Holy Roman Empire territory, and once we take out Wittenberg, we're going to be able to form the Kingdom of Switzerland with 4 territories. My second army's okay, but not as much as I would like. But I have no love for Brandenburg nor Prague. Okay, we've actually been attacked here by a menacing T-pose himself. So Bohemia's come out here with 3.6k. We've already got 2.6, so we'll retreat further back to Wittenberg, which is fine. But it's interesting to see with Bran McBourne's submod that Norway, like if you guys can remember in previous Let's Plays I've done of this, they're like a roaming horde faction. They never really settle, they go around raiding. But they've managed to take out a pretty strong and united Denmark. Like, even though they pushed further south, they were stuck in wars, never really profited from it. We were probably the direct result in their ultimate demise. But they did have Hamburg, they have Strusland, they have Aarhus, and whatever it's called. Roskilde, I think that's what it's called. But we're going to be able to take in Wittenberg here. We didn't suffer too many casualties. But now, it looks like Bohemia are pushed up. So, we might have to deal with them in the next. So, does anyone want peace here? So, my military allies have gone down quite a bit because we're not being the most trustworthy. Yeah, trustworthiness unreliable. But my Imperium is noteworthy. We've shot up to strength 8 ranked, which is not too shabby. So guys, unfortunately on that note, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 2 of the Swiss campaign. We've got to deal with the roaming Bohemians, Bohemian Rhapsody. Those guys, the Bohemians, they're coming quite close to us. We've got to deal with them. However, we're going to be able to form the Kingdom of Switzerland now, which is great to see with our 4 territory. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos on the channel. We're going to be going after Bohemia, Brandenburg. We probably should deal with the southern French forces as well. They haven't seemed to attack Bern or pose any threat, which is good. But regardless, we're going to deal with the menacing T-pose. in episode 3. So stay tuned for that and more Total War content on the channel. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.